Hey everybody, what's up? So recently I got asked, what are my top 5 games in no particular order? I was like, better yet, what are my top 5 game series of all time with in no particular order? I'm like, well, can I do both? Maybe. Let's see. So with game series, and there is one series I'm actually going to mention, and I'm going to mention it because it's kind of has an odd meaning to me, and you'll find out why. So I'm just going to start out with it. We'll get it over and done with. I know a lot of people will be laughing and going, oh my God, or some stuff like that. I will have to admit, from Her Interactive, and I haven't had a chance to play the new one because my computer is not up to snuff for it yet. Hoping to get that fixed soon. I can do it. It's the Nancy Drew game series. And I'm going to say, before anybody turns off this video, I want to explain something here. Her Interactive does a great job. I mean, it's puzzle based. It's got detective work in it. And how I got into playing the series was one day I was home, I was sick, and I walked into the room where the computer was. My ex was playing this game. And at that time, I can't remember the name of the company. There's a couple of companies that I don't know if they still do it. They're like, give you like a free 1 hour trial of a game or something like that. And she's playing this game. And so I'm like, what is this? And she goes, well, I downloaded it as like a free trial game. And it was one of the Nancy Drew games. And we're playing it, it was fun. So we started playing more and more. And, yeah, I mean, I know it sounds weird for a guy to be saying that, but it is a fun series. And I like it, you know. One of my favorite, and actually one of my favorite memories comes from that series was we're playing the game, and you have to pick this like certain order of how something is being done after you see it. And she's getting frustrated, and I grabbed the digital camera and I said, "Hold on, let it run." So she's like, "Okay." So ran the order, watched it, played it back on the digital camera, got it right. Because instead of going online looking up a guide, because buy one or look up one, it's kind of a fun thing to do, just like to do something like that, because it's just one of those things you don't really think about like on the fly of the moment, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna admit it. That is one of my favorite game series. It's a long game series to boot. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many of them. The latest one took, what was it, over 3 years, maybe, I think it was, because people wanted change and they finally got it. Speaking of changes, straight from when they hit the road, Sam & Max. Sam & Max went to being from LucasArts directly to Telltale. When it was underneath LucasArts, apparently there was supposed to have been a second one that never got made. Wish we could have seen that. That would have been a fantastic thing to see. Well, I think Telltale did a good job. There were still a lot of Sam & Max elements in there. Telltale's decision to make things in episodes really killed it, because I didn't want to pay the money per episode. I would just wait for it to come out as a complete collection for that season, play it then. There were a couple that I was like, doesn't be needed. It's still Sam & Max, and I still played it. But they did get it right. And the final season almost made me cry, because Max he's the bunny rabbit looking thing. Bunny rabbit looking thing. I'm sorry. That's how they've called him. The rabbit looking thing. He talked about a girly game to Sam & Max and called him a bunny rabbit. The rabbit thing. I love Max. Max is a psychotic rabbit. Sam is this like big anamorphic dog that says stuff that you're not sure what he's talking about at times, but I just love it. Phoenix Wright is another series that I really enjoy. I'm playing the latest one finally. Professor Layton, I don't think that should ever be counted as a technical Phoenix Wright game. Shouldn't be counted as a Professor Wright game either, but whatever. Professor Layton, I mean. It's a crossover. I really like the series. I love the detective work, the side stuff they put in there, the detective work. It's just really great, and it's Bond manga, movie, live stage production. It's just it's grown and people really like it. Definitely worth checking out. I know on the Wii they had a collection for it. I'm hoping they make more. I don't know if they will or not, but yeah, I mean, it's just that great. Leisure Suit Larry is another one. I didn't play was it Magna Cum Laude or whatever it was, where his nephew's in college. Al Lowe, from what I heard, wasn't part of that, and I was just like, it's not a real Larry game if Al's not involved in it. I know there was a fan crowdfunded remake. I haven't played that one yet. I just don't have the desire to. It's not because I'm like for the original or anything like that. It's just I haven't really felt like it. I don't know. It's not nostalgia or anything like that. I don't know what it is. Larry's one of those characters where you just going, okay, this is weird. And the fun thing about it was at one point they actually had it set up to where you had to answer like certain questions. You had to be a certain age to know to actually unlock the game. So unless you'd be spending time in the library going, oh, what's this. And Love for Sale, I've heard they will never re-release that game because apparently today would be considered to be AO because there was a patch you can still download that would make it kind of extremely filthy. And some of the jokes probably wouldn't fly in today's market, but I'm just like, I still buy it. Nothing pervy, it's just funny. And finally, Golden Sun. What can I not say about this I haven't said before? The Jin system, the story, it all works beautifully. I would really like to see final one made for the Switch, maybe. They should definitely bring the past 3 back, even like if it's just like ports, because it is so great. I don't know if they could do that from the GBA. The first 2 in GBA, and the last one was on the 3DS. Still a great game. Funniest thing about the third game was that my ex used to watch The Young and the Restless. And so they actually featured, I'm not making this up, this is too funny. They actually did show the game case for the third one, and this woman's like, where'd you get this game? She's acting like this is an old game from like when her and her sister were like younger and they used to play, and I'm sitting there laughing. And she in DVR, I'm like, that's not an old game, I have that. She's looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, it was fun. Oh, goodness gracious. Memories. Now, you want to hear my top 5 games. All right, we'll go into top 5 games. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Altered Beast for the arcade, even though I've never beaten it. I've played it for a long, long time, still trying to beat it. I still love it, and the reason why is the system is just fantastic, and, the memories of the time playing in the arcade adds to the nostalgia factor, which made me fall in love with it more. All the money I spent on it. Yeah, I can get past the first couple bosses, but meh, it's still fun. I love it. One of those fun things. I would have to say, yeah. See, I should come prepared, shouldn't I, for this one? Echo the Dolphin. I love that game. I know a lot of people like, well, it's hard, or they don't like it because of whatever reason. It's still fun for me. It really is, mainly because of the fact that I remember playing it on the PC years ago. We never had game systems. My dad had an old Atari, so I remember playing like, what was it, Missile Command or Tank Command and Warlords. So that was about it. I know at one point he had a Commodore that he got rid of. So that's definitely one of those ones that I remember playing. Those games I never played on the Commodore. Um, those were really great. I would have to say Tomb Raider, the original one. I played it on the PC. The thing that I found so funny, and just hearing people doing it, I shouldn't mention this, but like there was supposed to be like some sort of nude cheat or whatever, and you'd hear people talking about like on forums and that online going, yeah, I tried it, it works, and you're just like, no, it doesn't work. Like, who wants to see that naked? That's just horrible. It really was. And I know I mentioned it in the series, but I'm going to say it. Sam & Max Hit the Road. Bottom line, that cemented my love for that game. God, that series. I don't know how many times I played it. Lucas Arts and Sierra really had a lot of good games. I mean, they really did. Back in the 90s, good grief. You could find like novels about video games, and it was so weird. Just like reading these books about games you never played. I mean, Nintendo Power, like what was it, Worlds of Power, whatever it was for Nintendo. They had like those books out. Games I never got to play. Warhammer, Dawn of War. The thing about that is, I mean, technically you could consider it to be a series, or you could consider it to be a standalone. For me, I consider it to be not a series because technically there were a lot of expansions for it that had different stories, obviously. But it was great to play just as like the Blood Ravens going on. The Necrons were cool to play as. That was fun. I never played the second one. I enjoyed it because I don't know. I mean, there's just something about the military building, the tactics. The Necron were great. The Sisters of Silence. All right, orcs, man. Getting to play as the orcs and their vehicles and that was cool as hey. The one thing I want to see, and I heard that there is a Warhammer game where you can play individually. I still want a game where I can play as the Sons of Rust. I want to play as the Space Wolves. Come on. You gotta have that. Screw Chaos. I want the Wolves. What was it? Fable 3. Is it Fable 3? Yeah, Fable 3. Let me double check here while I'm doing this. I know I played one of the Fable games. Yeah, Fable 3. Played it for the PC. And I have the version where you get like the original game, and then you get like extended missions or whatever it is. That was definitely different. I think it's the Lost Chapter. So it's Fable and the Lost Chapters, like combined in the same deal for the PC. And it's pretty cool. I was playing as the good side. Yeah, it was the original Fable, sorry. And my ex's son decided he wanted to go as completely evil. And wow, he did such a good, I won't even say good as like this terrifying job of being so evil. I'm just like, I'm trying to be the good side, and he's be the evil side. And the funniest thing about that game that I've ever heard is PETA gave an award because eating the guy who made the game is like a vegetarian or a vegan. I can't remember which of the two. And so eating meat gave you really bad health benefits. And there was like this reward where like you could eat all this meat and you're a glutton and you pay the price for it. So PETA gave it like their Game of the Year reward deal. And what they did not mention, and I'm not trying to make fun of PETA or anybody like that, but what's so funny is that you actually get to like kick the chickens around in that. And I'm sitting there reading this going, this is funny in a bad way. It really, truly was. Just the whole thing. It was hilarious to me just to read it and going, wow, I can't believe they did that. I will say one series that I will give honorable mention to is Lego Batman. I really enjoyed the Lego Batman games. I played the first one on the PC. I played the second two on DS. Playing Lego games on a console tends to be a little bit better because there's more to it than what you would get on like the DS. I know somebody has a Wii, and I want to get their Wii and a memory card so I can play the GameCube version of. I think I have the complete. It's tucked away somewhere where some other games are. I think it's the complete series, like with all 6. But for me, like I consider New Hope, Return of the Jedi, all those, like the original 3, and then the Phantom Menace stuff. I consider that to be 4, 5, and 6. I don't care what anybody else says. That's just me personally. But yeah, love it. All right, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Thank you, Alto Soul, for that interesting question. I am planning on doing some more video game related stuff in a little bit. October or November, like I said, I will be filming some stuff about movies, talking about those. A couple will be game related in some form of another, so you have that to watch out for. That's everybody. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.